with you, right? When we had initial connect. So before we go to the introduction and all, like I have a couple of slides which I would like to share with you and give a more brief intro about Watson and why it is useful and what is from where it is started and all that information. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So let's start with some introduction about Watson and all that. Like here it's like a supercomputer developed by IBM research group, and there was a person called Thomson Watson, and he invented. He is the founder of this Watson technology, and he named the technology itself with his name, like Watson. And initially, it was created for Jeopardy, and it was some game show like in US. So for that, they have created it. Later, it went in a different lines, and they started using it for the application, analytics purpose. And like David is the one, he's the what leads for this Watson project. And while developing this Watson technology, like you know about the search engines, right? Like Elasticsearch and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So while the search engine delivered thousands of results that match keywords, right? So when you do the Elasticsearch using some text, like in let's take some e-commerce portal where you wanted to do some kind of search for any device or mobile set, so it will deliver thousands of records in a very fraction of seconds.
Okay.
So this is one of the key that they wanted to develop the Watson tool, and also there was some universities have worked on a consistent question answering software for years. Like when you were writing some online test, so you need to get the answers based. I mean, very consistently. Like when you answered something, like depends on that, it will enable another question for you, and it all the algorithm which works on the background will decide which question to be displayed on the next sort of the list. And almost to implement this technology, 25 IBM scientists involved in this tool, and it is not connected to the internet, like. Okay. And
Sorry, Ishwar, just now you said something like you implemented in 25 something. I didn't understand.
no, actually 25 IBM scientists involved to implement this tool in Watson application. I mean Watson.
Okay.
IBM Watson tool.
Okay.
You got it, right?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. And let's take it to the next level. And I mean, this is just a small intro, but there will be a granular level of what is cognitive computing and what is analytics. So we'll talk about those things, like you'll have a natural language dialogue in the Watson analytics. So we'll talk about that further, right? So we'll take a small intro of how it has started and how it has involved in all the areas in the first step, so that you will get the knowledge of the technology and evolution from the starting. Okay, here if we talk about Jeopardy challenge, so like he had this language hard for computers because of intent and meaning. So let's suppose how this tool works is like you have to give the natural English language. So it will understand that and it will give you the analytic solution for it. So if you are giving something which is not common English, which is not understandable by the system, so it doesn't work. So the basic criteria for input for this system is the basic English language. So that slides we'll see further when we get into more in detail. Okay, and then February 2011, the first computer to compete against humans in Jeopardy. So what it means is like they have started a computer like which is against, compete against humans. Like you no need to have one person who, like if you've seen that figure, right? Like these three guys were talking to each other and they're trying to do the competition. There was some competition happening, but Watson is a, like it's not a human, but like how it works is like you have the system which is understanding the speech of what you are saying and trying to participate in that competition, and it will give the results. I mean, it will give their answers. So if you see the number over there, like it's all like $5,000. It's like some prize money during the competition, and still it is very much well qualified in competing with the humans. So that is the kind of software that they have implemented. Like can we see this YouTube video so that you'll get a better understanding? So is it that fine? Gopi, are you there?
Yes, yes, Bhaskar. Actually, I just muted this one.
Okay. Okay, I'll try to play this video.
Okay.
There was some problem with this. Oh.
Electronically as a text file. At the same moment, the clues are revealed to
Bas-
read, and at the same time, I read them. This competition will be of 2 games over an exhibition match. However, these 2 games played out
Hello.
3 days.
Yes.
Are you sharing something?
Mentioned before, like supercomputer developed by IBM researchers, and the Thomson Watson is the founder of this mission, Watson, and he named the software itself with his name, like Watson here. Okay, and it is initially created for Jeopardy game show. It was a well-known game show in US. So they have implemented this Watson software for that particular show. But later on, it was taken into consideration for remaining purposes, like even in health industry and also in the financial industry. This software being used very rapidly. So we'll look into those. Here we have used couple of languages like fully automated intelligence or natural language processing, and a couple of cognitive computing. So these things we'll look into further section. Okay. And when it comes to the development, the as I mentioned earlier, there was a search engines deliver thousands of results to match the keyword, right? Similarly, if you take some external search engines like Elasticsearch and all this, so this also works in similar fashion. Like when you have some keyword you have entered, and you're trying to search some keyword in that analytic tool, so it will give you thousands of results which match your keyword when you give the keyword as an input parameter. Like and there was 25 IBM scientists who involved in programming this software to implement. So it will not be it's not connected to the internet actually, this application. So you can do it like when you open the Watson tool. The Jeopardy is the game show that we have already seen in the previous slide, and the challenge here is set out of answer to complex Jeopardy questions. So like you have that game show which runs on live, and you'll have some couple of questions and answers to that. So based on the questions, like you have seen the in another image you'll see here. So the two humans are playing with that mission, which is a Watson mission here, and these two humans are playing along with that mission. So what is a challenge to implement this like a software is, like it has to answer the complex questions, and the language here is like I mean normal English language. So it will try to understand the intent of the meaning of your normal English language. So if you say something which is weird, which cannot be understandable by the like normal machines, so it will not give you the proper answer, but it should be the normal English. So it will understand your question and it will answer to that question very properly. So that is the intent of creating the Watson mission for that particular game show. Initially, it was created for that game show. Okay. So here it was held in the month. I mean, in the month of February in 2011. They have the first computer was invented against the humans in Jeopardy game show, and these two other guys, Ken and Brad, who participated along with that Watson mission, and they finally the Watson mission won the game show. So it was very famous game show in US. This was a YouTube video I was talking earlier. So I'll try to share this PPT with you so you can watch this video offline and see how the like that mission is working when the game show is happening. So we'll see the purpose of Watson, why this has came into picture from the starting, like what is the idea behind that. So when we look into this, the tool was when IBM top executives was trying to do some brainstorming. So they have come up with an idea like why can't we create such a tool or mission, so which will kind of answer, try to understand your, it's kind of a robotics, right? So even robotics also, when you say something, it does like in a proper order. In a similar way, here it is a game show, like you'll be asking some questions, that machine will be answering, trying to understand your speech, and it's like a speech recognition, right? So it will try to understand your question and it will answer based on your like whatever the question you asked, it will try to answer that. And here a few things are like you can read through, and I'm going to the next slide. The technology used back to implement this software is, it's like question answering technology, right? So when when somebody is questioning, that tool is trying to answer, right? So it is kind of a question answering technology, and a deep understanding of natural language. I was mentioning earlier, like natural language dialogue. So when what this natural language dialogue how it works is, like it will process your answer, it will try to listen your questions, and it will process that background and it will try to answer to that particular question. So it will try to understand whatever the normal English speech that you do, right? It will try to understand, and it will convert the algorithm at the background and give the result back to you. Till now, any questions, Gopi? Hello?
Ishwar,
Yes, Gopi.
the algorithm which just to analyze the question and answer, we need to write the algorithm, or IBM itself has already provided the defined algorithm?
See, actually, let's see if if you wanted to. Let's take you're from the Java background, is it?
Yes.
Okay. In Java, you have this OOPS concept and a Java programming concept. Like it's a language, programming language.
Yes.
Similarly, natural language is something when you speak something, it will recognize your speech and it will convert that algorithm and will give the result back to you. So we'll talk about this, like when you are using this Watson tool, like when you do this kind of analysis and all that, so you no need to have the commanding or knowledge of this how this natural language works. You don't need to do kind of any coding over there to get the result and output. So the tool is much capable, and it will do the processing at in background itself, and it will give you the output.
Okay.
Okay. So it's not like you have to learn some coding, I mean programming over there, or you don't need to learn any language over there. But we will see how that, what is that natural language and how it works at the back end. So in the upcoming sessions, we'll try to have one dedicated hours for that particular topic, so that you'll get the understanding of that particular piece of
Okay.
thing.
Okay.
Okay. And see, here when it comes to the future of the computing, like this is what the IBM was, trying to uh, concentrate more on this. So here, if you see the natural language, they have given a short description here. Like Watson represents a major breakthrough in the ability of computers to understand natural language, which humans use a captive and communicate knowledge. So, like in the robotics also, what how that works is, the robotics, when you say something, it will do the whatever you say, it will does one after other, right? Like if you have wanted, even in the new generation, so many industries, they wanted to robotize their industry. They want to have a very less manpower over there, because when you implement, when you do the productivity using these machines, it will be very less uh, error prone, and it will be very accurate, and there will be a less manpower involved. So those are all couple of things. And similarly, uh, uh, this natural language is also work like it will listen to your the normal English language and try to understand. It will do all the computation at the background, and it will give you the resultant back to you. This is what at high level about the natural language. So the name itself indicates that the English language should be very natural. You should not use something which is not understandable by the machine. Gopi, at any point of time, if you have any questions, you can raise your hand, and you can stop me there.
Sure. Sure.
Okay. So when it comes to the technology, like the computer, the running software called DeepQA, so which is even when we this is the technology used for implementing the software. So DeepQA is the software name, and which runs on a cluster. So if you are aware of the cluster environment, probably we'll skip. Otherwise, I'll give you a high intro of what is the cluster environment.
Yeah. I mean, we have little bit idea on that one.
Okay, so shall I say something about this cluster environment, or shall we skip?
No. You just continue.
Okay, so when you say the cluster environment, right?
Ishwar, 1 minute.
The cluster of commodity. Have you heard this terminology? Okay, so the cluster of commodity is like when you are running something at like, let's take a big data technology. Okay, so here what you do is like you're running something on the cluster environment. So when you say the cluster environment, it like Okay. When let me give you some thing. I'll write something here. Okay, let's consider ABC are three systems. Okay, and you wanted to run your program. Okay, and when any system which is in a cluster environment, like it will be kind of a proxy, like a when you run something on A, it will be running on the B as well and running on the C as well. Okay. Hello.
Yeah, you continue, sure. I just mute the thing.
Okay. Yeah. Actually, if you try to respond in between, like whether you understood or something. So
Yeah, sure. I'll do that.
yeah. Let's say if you have a group of independent servers, okay, and usually you can say it is close approximately two or more, okay, which are all interconnected through a dedicated network,
Okay.
and is a one centralized data processing resource. You understood, right? So it's all interconnected, but when you see from outside, you see like a different clusters, but it all interconnected and it will work as a single entity. Okay, it's always capable of performing multiple complex instructions. If you see the distributed environment, like the workloads will be shared between these clusters. So let's suppose you worked on normal JBoss, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the JBoss, how it works, like if you go for this distribution thing, so like it will have different nodes, and based on the load on the server, it will be whichever server is free, it will take that request, right?
Yes. Yes.
Even in the cluster environment in the cloud technology, like if you are having different clusters, and when you have something request which is coming in, and if one cluster is very busy in processing the data, so the other cluster will take your request. So it's all distributing workload across all connected servers. So from
Oh, yeah.
outside, yeah, so from outside you will not be understand that like which cluster your request is going, and this is all at the back end. It works an inter mechanism. And
Okay.
probably you might have heard about fault tolerance, and also aggregate performance, so even failovers. So the server is capable of taking all these loads at the back end. If there is some failure in the cluster, so when you are requesting something, so the request will go to the new cluster, the one which is active. It will not go to the cluster which is inactive.
Okay.
uh, if you take this into the, if you take Hadoop technology or something, right? So where when request is going to different clusters, so what it does, it will always the node will be give heartbeat to the server. I'm LR, so just give me some request.
Okay.
Okay, but
So Kishore,
yeah.
when we are implementing this one,
Hmm.
mine is a different scenario, like it's a bank scenario.
Mhm.
I want to implement this one, so I no need to purchase any hardware, or like just IBM itself will provide all the stuff.
Yeah, you no need to purchase any software here, hardware here. See, if I think your question towards like when you are implementing some solution for your product, let's say you're doing some banking application, and
Yeah.
you wanted to use this software for fraud detection, let's say. So you
Okay.
wanted to understand, do you need anything apart from the IBM Watson to buy to work on this particular tool, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so as I mentioned, this software which runs in your browser. So you no need to install something on your machine as well, right? So what you have to have is you need to have licensing on your licensing on the Watson. So as
Okay.
and when you log into that. So and here one more thing is like you have different kinds of you know licensing thing, like you have a free version here, you have some premier advanced versions. So based on that, you'll get the different features for that. So that thing will come across, I mean, we'll see in the next couple of slides. But
Okay.
while starting here, like you no need to have any, I mean, simple answer is no need to have a buy any hardware to implement, the Watson on your business solutions.
Okay.
Okay. Here we are talking about a ransom cluster of power 750 computers. So, like 750 computers is very very huge cluster. So, when you wanted to you wanted to have decide how many clusters you want for your requirement, it always depends on your data.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, what is the huge volume of data that you have, and what is the processing thing that you wanted to, and what is the storage capacity of your data? So all these things depends on how many clusters you you wanted. And
So we can provide
yeah,
structured
please.
data as well as unstructured data.
Yeah, currently Watson supports only the structured data, so it doesn't support unstructured data like other technology does. But there will be some some researchers happening at the background, and probably they may come up with supporting unstructured data in future. But at this moment, it is supporting structured data,
Okay. Okay.
and it holds approximately 1 million of information.
Means 1 million of.
The data thing I'm talking about, 1 million records it will support.
Okay. Oh, 1
1
million.
million worth of information, right?
Okay.
Okay, we'll see how this Watson answer a question. So in the previous slide, we have seen that couple of that in the game show there was a guy who is asking question, and how it will answer that question. We'll see what is the mechanism involved stepwise. So
Okay.
here in step one, it will like question analysis. So it'll when okay, we'll see here. Interesting. And the third one is scoring. Okay. So in the step one, what it does when someone asks the question, it is going to analyze your question first of all. This is the first step which is involved in the uh, like it in all the phases. This is the first step. It's going to analyze your question. So when you ask something, okay, what is the what is who is the winner in the U.S. Election? So it will try to listen that question, and it will analyze that question, what to answer. And hypothesis generation. So here, what this hypothesis generation is, like when you ask that question, right? It is going to segregate into the different blocks, like but what kind of a question have you asked? So it has a category at background. The algorithm will take care of segregating your question, and it will give you the hypothetication. So when you say hypothetication, right, it will give you kind of the how will I put in the words? Hmm. Okay. Okay. So it'll say that I mean it'll thinks that okay. So when you have asked this question, so it'll have an answer for that, but it's not the uh, uh, I mean final answer, or the uh, uh, the yeah, we can say final answer, but it has some answer for your question, and it will be in a hypothesis generation. So it will have like a couple of answers to your question, and it will keep it for you for the next step. When you go to the next step, here what it does is hypothesis and evidence scoring. So the step 3, the evidence scoring, what happens is like you'll for your question it will have some different hypothetical answers to that. Let's take 10 count of it, and it will see the evidence scoring. So which answer will suit best to answer, like a ranking it will give. Okay, and based on the ranking, it will again try to reorder your initial 10 hypothesis selections. Okay, and finally the fourth step what it does is like a final merging and ranking. So it will again finally merge, and it will again give the ranking to your answers, whatever the answer which got it from the algorithm. And it will take a total of 3 seconds to answer your question. You understood this till this part, right?
Yes, yes, sure.
Okay. Okay. When moving to the next step, a little more in depth of like it's like a flow diagram of how this particular algorithm works. So when somebody is asking, yeah,
Sorry, give me a second. I'll just get some water. Give
yeah,
me
yeah,
exactly
yeah,
one
yeah,
minute.
sure. I'll take a pause. Yeah.
Ishwar,
Yes, Gopi.
yeah, can you continue, please?
Yeah. Okay. Okay, here a little more detailed flow diagram of how it works at the background. So we'll see here. So when there will be a question asked, so it will come to this stage, and the questions and topics or topic analysis. So it will analyze what is the topic the question was asked for. So it will come here, and the question decomposition. So it will compose your questions into the different levels. So here it will come to the hypothetical generation and hypothesis and evidence scoring. And here if the question decomposition comes to hypothesis generation, and what helps this hypothesis generation is primary search. Here if you look at this box, right, so it will look for the primary search, and it will look for the candidate answer generation. So the source for this is answer sources. So you'll have a couple of answers for that already. So from that it will get the answer generation, and hypothesis generation will have that. As I mentioned, it will have a bulk of answers for it already. And if you move to the next stage, here hypothesis, evidence, and scoring. So again, the input for this is like answer scoring already been done here, and it will come to the evidence retrieval and deep evidence scoring. And the source for this is evidence scoring. Here you have two databases like answer scores and also evidence scores. So all the information which is like for this, it will be the input for input. This is the you will have a source for both evidence and answers. Based on that, it will come the deep evidence scoring, and it will give the synthesis. Like it will give the synthesis means like it will give the kind of final score. After passing all this, it will come to the final confidence merging and ranking. So here we have done the scoring. So after scoring, it will come to the merging here. So like merging and ranking, right? And learn models help to combine and weight the evidence. So this is all at background. It will happens, and we no need to worry about these concepts, how it is happened and all. This is just to understand at the background how this particular software has been implemented. Okay? And it will come to the final confidence merging and ranking, it answer and confidence. So what it means is it will again, based on the ranking and merging, it will give the final answer from the out of 10 or 15 answers which it has got from the hypothesis generation and scoring. You got this algorithm, right, Gopi?
Yes, yes.
At any point of time, if you have any doubts, you can ask me. Probably you can think of how it will be used in the real-time scenario. See here, when I explain this flow, this is not that only Watson does, right? So it will does many things. But in the introduction session, I wanted to give one use case wise explanation so that you'll understand how effective it works.
Okay.
Got it,
Okay.
right? Yeah. Okay. So moving to the next slide. It's a commercial product. So it will not be freeware, but you'll have some subscription, free subscription. You can do that, and after your free subscription period gets over, you need to purchase the license. But at this point of time, as I mentioned in the earlier session also, like they have not restricted anything that free version has to be expired within a month or 3 months or 6 months or 1 year. So there is no limitation on the free version at this point of time. Probably going forward, when they feel that the tool is rapidly using in various industries, and probably that time they might there might be some limitations on the free version.
Okay, sure.
And probably you can read through this slide. It says like what is their intention of uh, implementing this tool and all. So it's self-explanatory. It has some two sentences that you can read through. Okay. Okay. So what actually this IBM Watson tool does? So the Jeopardy is one of the game show that we already discussed till now, and apart from this, where it can be used. So okay, and it will be used in the medical industry, like when you wanted to. I think in the demo session I was explaining something, right? Like with the Watson tool, you can have one IoT device set up to the patient, so he can do his regular work. But using that IoT device in a Watson tool, wherever that guy will, I mean, he'll be doing his work at home or office. But using that IoT device, like he'll get the Watson system will get the sensors of the data. Like for the IoT device, you'll have a sensor. It will give the reports like what is his current blood pressure, and what is the sugar levels, what is his heartbeat, how his health condition is at this moment. So all the information will be captured in the Watson machine. Okay. So it will give the analysis saying that okay, maybe his sugar levels are going down, or else his heartbeat is something different. So the tool is capable enough to judge his health condition, which I'll share one video with you, like post this session, so you'll get the better understanding how the device is working. So people at hospital can have a monitorization of their patient online. So you no need to go to hospital to check your health condition. So they'll get the intimation saying that okay, this person will fall sick, or else he need some solution for his low sugar levels. So the device is much capable. So even apart from the game show, whatever we have seen, it will also help in the medical industry. Okay.
So
And
this one is a good implementation, right, Ishwar?
can you please be louder, Gopi?
No, this one is one-time implementation to any hospital, something like that.
Yeah, right. So you'll have the customizations like from this tool what you wanted. So you can let's suppose see you'll have reports of your patients in a hospital, right? It will be of thousands of records, and you will have the patient name and his health condition. That is one kind of analysis that you can do, which is not a real time. Real-time analysis of that health condition.
Okay.
And the example what I was saying earlier, like using the IoT device, this Watson system is working very effectively because you'll get your like your health condition in the system itself, like in the Watson tool itself. So at a hospital, people are there to continuously monitor your health condition, but you will be at home having the device on your hand or something. So that will send the sensors to the your software. So they'll get monitored and they'll get more it can be diagnosed based on the results what they are getting online. See, okay, so now today, if you are falling sick in India, let's suppose if you don't have this system at all, and you fall sick today, and uh, then you'll go to hospital and get diagnosed, right? And
Yeah.
you'll get diagnosed and you'll get treated based on the disease or health condition. But
Yes.
what this software will help you to do this is before you fall sick, it will detect before well in advance, right? And you'll get treated based on the uh, kind of a predictive analysis. If you come across this terminology, predictive analysis, by any chance, Gopi?
Yes, Ishwar. I just mute and talking. Yes, you are
Okay.
asking something.
Yeah. Have you heard about predictive analysis anytime before, like what it does and what is the background of predictive analysis?
A little bit. Um, as you told, and based on the historical data, we will predict the future thing, something like that.
Yeah, right. So even in this current example also, like uh, with the sensor data, they'll have algorithms already implemented. Okay, so it's like pattern detection. So there are a couple of algorithms like pattern detection. Okay, so if the sugar level is this much and heartbeat is this much and the BP level is this much, so there are more chances. So based on the numbers I'm talking about, so there are more chances that this person might uh, fall sick. Uh, he might get a heart stroke, or else his sugar levels are going up. So he might fall during with this number of I mean to say like levels like sugar level or heartbeat and all this blood pressure. So it's like a pattern detection. So you already have this historical data with you, and you have analyzed saying that okay, with this combination he will fall sick. So in future, if there is any occurrence of the similar pattern, so they'll come up and say that okay, this is the pattern has already matched with our sometime before the previous algorithm or previous earlier scenario. So there are again chances for him to get fall sick. So let's treat him. Let's diagnose him. So this is how the predictive analysis works.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. This slide says a little bit about. I was talking about some cancer cases were there, and how in the 2012 and the population currently living in Manhattan. So they're trying to diagnose this disease using this Watson, and they have seen a couple of growth in that. So you can read through all this one, Gopi. It just give you some kind of information on how there was a growth on this tool. Okay, let's consider about the financial things background using the how it affected your Citibank using this tool. So probably you can you can relate more with your current industry background, right? Because you're from the banking side. So probably if you can more relate with this. And okay, let's talk about the financial assistant working with Citibank. So the Watson tool, even they have a Citibank is working on Watson tool. They were using this tool. Like it is going to help analyzing the customer needs. So what it does is here also it's like all the it's also working on the analysis part, like being let's suppose I'm the customer of Citibank. So like I might have a savings account. Okay, so
Okay.
I wanted to go for the home loan, or else I wanted to go for some different or else feature which is provided by the Citibank. So so you no need to, as a customer, you no need to go to the bank and ask for, see, I have the requirement for some home loan or some personal loan. Before you go to the bank and say that your needs, the system is well managed and well uh, built to understand your requirements. So it will analyze, it will help analyze your needs. And let's suppose if you are processing some financial or economic product or anything, so it will analyze all your requirements, right?
Yes. Yes. Sure.
Yeah.
Sir, actually, I need more. Clear on this one banking use case because in future I'm going to put the resume and banking thing only. So
Okay.
maybe later, like when I'm putting in my resume, or else like if I want to explain the same use case, any one scenario, like maybe I can say customer care, or else processing financial thing. I need like more clear on this use case so that I'll
Yeah.
be yeah.
Yeah, sure, Gopi. As it is an introduction session, so we'll talk about a few topics at a high level, and remaining topics granular level will be complement further. Okay, so
Okay.
okay, let's Here in the, if you take a financial sector, no? Let's suppose someone is processing the loan in the bank. So you'll have a application to create a loan processing document or something. You'll have one dedicated system which will takes care of your loan processing. So what how this steps works, probably you might have idea about this, but let me give you a high level stepwise flow. So like someone from the bank will collect all your documents, all your information, and they'll capture all your information in the tool. So as and when they capture all your information, it will go to the further processing, like what is your current salary and what is your past history, and are you eligible to take this much of loan for this much of duration. So are there any backlogs in the past history, and what is your CIBIL score. So there are so many factors involved, right? And it has to take a decision whether they can give you the a particular insurance or a particular loan to you, right? And for all this, as a like you can't have one manual process to be taken care for all uh, such stages, because it's very crucial to the banks. And if they approve the loan for something, some person or some organization which they were not able to pay, it will be huge loss to the bank. So they do like kind of lot of checks before they process your loan. So for that, you need to have a well implemented mission or mechanism which can takes care of all this requirement or conditional checks or eligibility checks at the background. So this tool will help you in doing all that, right?
Okay.
You can implement a software which can tell us about all this. So it's all kind of analysis. Nowadays, banks are not only banks, even in the insurance category or telecom category, everywhere they are trying to analyze it and use the analytics. So based on that, they can see they can go for even in the loan application form which I'm talking about right now. They'll see if there is any fraud detection happening. So is what are the details you provided are the right, or are there any fraud happening? So the fraud detection, there will be a couple of algorithms which are already implemented, and those algorithms will be used for you to detect the false cases. So this tool will help you in doing all that, right? For that, what you do is like you'll have the customer information. Copy, you're asking
Yes.
something?
No issue. You carry on.
So you'll have the customer information regarding the details I was talking about, like his personal information, his salary information, his PAN card details, okay, and his bank account details. So everything will help him help a bank to analyze uh, the health report for that loan to be processed. It, if there is any, they'll have the information, but they are trying to analyze that information to come to a conclusion saying that whether this person is eligible for loan or not. If it is eligible, how much we can give, what is the duration, will he able to pay every month EMI based on his monthly income. So there are lot many conditional checks and a lot many analysis to be done at the background. So these missions are very much uh, what I can say capable enough to take or support such type of algorithms. So this is one of the uh, one of the scenario in banking application. And in another one also, like if you do online transaction, right? So they have to see whatever the details you provided is the right information. It's valid information. If you do some wrong credit card information or wrong password, definitely these systems will not move you to take you to the further level, right? So all these things are, scenarios will be very well configured or implemented using this
Okay.
Watson. Okay, so Gopi, shall we take a break for 10 minutes? It's 9:03
Yes,
now.
yes, sure.
Okay, we'll
Yep.
take a quick break for 10 minutes. Probably we'll touch base by 9:15 again.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. I'll keep
Okay.
the yeah. There are various scenarios or use cases in the banking industry and the financial industry that we are discussing about. Like you can see like for a particular product how it is working. Let's suppose you have in your banking application you introduced some product, okay, and you wanted to see how that product is getting the responses, like how many people are interested to buy that product, and what is the growth in the different stages. So all that things you can uh, I mean will manage with using this technology. Yeah, so in particular, you wanted to understand any business use case or something in the financial industry, or so that we'll discuss now. Or
Just want to know only on the customer care, how it's going to be implemented, like how it will be useful.
okay, so if I understand your use case properly, like in a banking application, so you'll get a couple of customer care request, either by call or by mail or something, right? And you
Yep.
wanted to see what is the things which is going wrong, and you wanted to uh, I mean do kind of changes over there to get the more of, less of getting less of customer feedback or those things, right? Is the right uh, use case I understood?
Sorry, your voice is a little bit breaking.
Okay, okay, let me repeat. So what I was asking here is, when you say the customer care use case in the banking scenario, what I understood from this is like you'll be getting the customer feedback or request coming to the banks in the form of calls, or it's in the form of emails or something, right? So you wanted to analyze why there will be a lot of things which is going wrong in a particular area, and how to prevent all that, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, Gopi. So using analytics, we can handle such scenarios, because here we can see, as I mentioned earlier, we can predict something, right? And let's suppose if there'll be kind of analysis that is going on, we'll go first, because when you get a lot of customer requests, they're going to segregate it into different sections. So in which area are they getting a lot of gaps, and they'll try to see like what is the root cause behind the failure or whatever. So this tool will help you in getting all that information and come to a conclusion, and it will give the decision based on the scenarios which are occurring. So this can be handled with this tool. Did this answer your question?
Issue like suppose if we implement the Watson in call center or customer care in any banking or something like that, so it can handle the calls also.
It can handle the calls also, in the sense.
I mean, suppose I'm a customer, I will call to the bank, like I just want to know my balance.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a question only. Basically, I'm just talking on the call. So how the Watson will analyze the thing, like So Watson will take the call from the customer and it will analyze the question, or else like it will convert the question into the text format, then it will analyze and it will something like that.
Yeah, as we have seen in the previous use case, like the main, I mean, initially the purpose of creating Watson tool is understanding the natural language and take the decisions based on that and give the answers. Uh, but I'm not really sure whether it will be the right use case for a banking application. It has implemented in that area, but I'll have a check and I'll come back to you. Because see, as a customer, I will request for my credit balance. So the system will understand what is the credit balance and what are the numbers and what you see the account number and all that. But in order to get that information back from the security system and providing it to the user, uh, I'm little not clear on that area. So I'll try to see whether it can be used in that area also. I'll come back and say that. But in
Okay.
terms of analyzing the products, in terms of client data, and in terms of approving your loans, taking decision on loan approvals, or even in the insurance sector also, like giving the product to the particular uh, insurer. So it's well matured in doing that, but customer care related things I'm really not much sure. But I'll check it and I'll come back on that.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Any, I mean, I just want to know like any use case on banking, like which need very clear picture on that one.
Oh, you want to
Yeah,
understand the use case in the banking sector, right?
yes, yes. Any one case, I mean, maybe now or later, I want to know very clear on that one.
Yeah, we were discussing about the loan processing, right? So, do you have any opening questions there? Because how the loan process works, right? I already
Yeah.
mentioned, like, you'll be collecting the user information and you'll be collecting his salary information, the PAN card or whatever, and his bank details. So they'll take the information, they'll see the requirement, what is the user requirement and all that, right? And next stage is like whether that user is eligible to take that much of amount, whether he had any backlogs in the past, and
Okay.
if we approve this much of loan amount, that person, he'll be able to pay the EMIs on regularly. So they'll they'll understand, I analyze all this before they approve the loan. So when you go to some bank and you ask for, I need 30 lakhs or something, the loan, right? So immediately they'll not process. They'll see all this background check, and they'll come to the a decision whether to give process your loan application or not. So there are various stages which may uh, they reject your application based on the past data. So maybe today you're able to pay the EMIs, you're getting a good monthly income, and your transactions are really good. But when they look into your CIBIL score, maybe like 5 or 10 years back you had taken some loan and you were not able to pay everything online, and your CIBIL score will come down, right? So if you have that, if you're not meeting that criteria, definitely your loan will not process. So there are different stages to analyze based on the past data and whatever the data you provided at that moment. So they'll take a call.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Probably, if you want, I'll prepare one slide for you in the
Yeah. Sure.
different stages and how it will uh, process in every stage. I'll make a note of this. Okay. In the next sessions, I'll prepare one slide with the flow diagram, and I'll try to explain this. Okay.
Okay. Sure. Sure.
Okay. Okay, moving to the next slide. So here, even in the travel industry, even in the retail, healthcare, classroom, so other possibilities. So like, okay. So in all this industry also, like they were using the Watson analytics tool all over the globe. So we were already discussed about healthcare. Let's come to retail. Like uh, the retail applications industry will also be supported. Let's suppose you take some online shopping where you wanted to see the uh, okay. Let's take Flipkart, okay, and as a customer you had requested for some product, maybe mobile phone. So as and when you go to that product, you try to buy that product, you'll see the recommendations for you at the bottom of the page somewhere, right? So
Yes.
guy who already bought this product also bought this. So like for the mobile, they wanted to sell the maybe screen guard, and also like maybe external memory card, and also flip case or something. So they wanted to recommend the user. They will not force the user to buy that, but it's all somebody bought this product also bought this. So even user will have an option to choose that. So they'll give the best recommended products which are fit for that the product which you are decided to buy. So all these algorithms, like as a person you don't know, right? Like but as a system, like all the algorithms will take care of analyzing, and you'll get the recommendations. All the recommendation engine will take care of giving the options for you to choose, so that they can increase their I mean profit sales, right? They can increase their sales. So this is also one of the algorithm in retail industry, like in e-commerce and all that. Even in the travel industry, if you see, like uh, probably you're booking some flight, right, from one place to another place, and you'll see the recommendation saying that, okay, if you book the flight to so and so destination, so we have couple of offers available in that location for the accommodation, right? So you'll get
Okay.
all these recommendations in any of the websites. If you see nowadays, you go to any website to book your flight tickets or something, you'll get all the recommendations. So all these recommendations will improve the business to that particular retailer or the travel insurance companies, whatever. So the travel companies. So after these algorithms came, and after this recommendation engines can provide more offers, or it's like giving the option to the user to choose.
Okay.
So if you're not giving that option, what user does, he will select that mobile, and also he may select the flip cover, or external memory card. He may select or he may not select. So their profit sales will be less. You understood my point, right?
Yes. Yes. I understood.
Yeah. So all these algorithms and decision making skills, and also this will improve the business. Now it has vast impact on the sales in most of the industries that we were talking about here in retail or healthcare or travel. So even in the healthcare also, let's see, you trying to buy some product. Let's suppose some insurance product you wanted to buy, or else you so they'll say, okay, if you go for this uh, product, the product contains some kind of health checks, like it will do the your sugar level, bp, whatever, heart level, heartbeat, and all that it has in that particular package. So if you buy this package from us, we'll give you one more complimentary. If you buy two, we'll give one more complimentary, something like that, right? So all these
Yes.
recommendations will be provided to the user to increase the sales. Before the analytics and all this were there in the picture, there was no much of importance also to increase the sales for any organization, right? So they analytic skills will have a lot of impact on the business nowadays. So all these domains are also supported using the uh, Watson tool.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So here we'll discuss a couple of advantages we already have discussed, but we'll summarize this. So it provides services that revolve around the new or digital world. So uh, in the it all provides services, right? Like anywhere you take based on the analytics only, every system is working nowadays. Let be the banking applications or insurance or telecom or retail or healthcare, anything. In every industry they wanted to see that uh, uh, they wanted to see the profitability and sales growth in that.
Okay.
And it will give immediate answers instead of search results. So this is what I was discussing before in the previous slide. It will give immediate answers and recommendations for you instead of you go and search for some result, right? So it will be good for you to get you will be you will not be investing much time on re-looking for something which is not recommended, right? So it will be definitely profit to the customer who wants to buy some product. Even in the healthcare industry also, we have seen a use case saying that a diagnosis and information warehouse. So here hospital will have information for a particular patient, and they'll get diagnosed based on their health condition, which varies from day to day or from the situation.
Okay.
And also the efficiency in the organization. So it is very well efficiently managed and organized, right? So based on if you get some recommendations and if you want to take a call, see, even in the banking application, like if you want to process some loan, if you give that the same case to the manual effort, maybe he'll not be able to see all the levels, right? He'll not, using the data, he'll not be able to, probably he can see his current salary, will he able to pay the EMI for the loan he is
Yeah.
applying, but he'll not be able to see the past 10 or 15 years data and see whether his CIBIL score is good or not, and he cannot be able to analyze manually. But this analytic skill or systems will help in providing that decision to the organizations or the banks or whoever it is.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, here we have couple of disadvantages also. That was very clearly given here. So let's take one after the other. He cannot read PET or CT scans to identify tumors. So CT scan you are aware of, right? Like when you go to some uh, hospital for a CT scan, they do your brain CT scan entire body. I'm not sure which part of it, but I think it is for tumors, brain tumors only. The CT scan will be done, but it cannot read that. The Watson system is not supports this kind of CT scan. I mean, reading the CT scan and identifying the tumors and all that. And also questions asked must be in the text. So as I mentioned, it will be only in the understandable normal English format. If you say something which is not, and currently it supports only English, it doesn't support any other foreign languages, right? So
Okay.
if you use some word or some sentence which is not understandable by the system, so it cannot give you the correct result.
Okay.
Disadvantage is less human effort to rely upon technology. So here we were mostly very much I mean dependent on the technology. and we here there is no human intervention or effort which is taking place, right? Once you implement the system, as we have seen in the previous use case, that like it will be understand the natural language, using the natural language processor. So here, once the system is built, so that system will take care of all your request. Maybe it might support your customer care thing which you are asking earlier, but there I was confused. I mean, I was not confident on the part of like providing the user details, which is very secure. So whether the system is like allowed to do that, that is the only concern. But as you were asking, even if you ask something over the call also, if that system is built based on this Watson tool, so it will do the natural language processing and it will respond back to you. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
And not cognitive. So here we have to discuss about one more feature. What is cognitive computing? So the cognitive means what is the meaning of cognition, right? So cognition is nothing but relating or involving conscious intellectually actively. So how can I put this? So here the cognitive computing says it is going to relate something to the another system, relating or being or involved conscious intellectually actively. So if you it is going to think, right? When you ask something in normal English language, it is going to think something, right? And it has a ranking based on the decisions which it has got from the system. So all this it does. It only manipulates the symbols here. It's not a complete cognitive. It manipulates the symbol. So this is one of the advantages in the Watson, and it limits understanding and reasoning behind the decisions. There is a limitation on understanding and reasoning behind the decisions. So when you have some decision has taken place, so it always has to be dependent on the other system to get some kind of a decision. So there are a couple of limitations on that. Probably in the next couple of slides or in the next sessions we'll cover up these limitations, what the limitations which it has.
Okay.
Okay, so the competitor for IBM Watson tool is like nowadays Microsoft and GE came up saying that we also will create a similar software in the healthcare industry. So you must be aware of GE is one of the good high reputed healthcare industry sector. So they haven't have such software created for them as of now, like a Watson, but they announced that they'll be creating software which is similar to the Watson, or which can give more better better outcomes to the when it comes to the patient and dealing with his health conditions.
Okay. Hello.
Yes, Gopi.
Hello.
Yes, Gopi. Able to hear me?
Hello.
Hello. Yes, Gopi. I'm able to hear. Hello. 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 You can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay. Yeah. So these are the two competitors for IBM as of now, the Microsoft and GE in the healthcare industry. So So they are planning to come up with high performance software which is analytics based for their patients, or whether it can be outpatients, or somebody who is getting diagnosed on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Okay, and applications to SIT, decision making processing. So here this new technology for businesses. So this is a decision making process. So as a person, if it is a human decision to be taken for any of the industries, so it is there may be it may cause to some wrong decisions as well. But these algorithms are very much uh, built to get the almost accurate decision for your problem statement. And here we already discussed virtual teams. So it eliminates, so potentially eliminates the needs and advantages of virtual teams. So you don't need to have somebody who can even with the systems advantages of the virtual teams. I'm not sure what exactly that means, but the potential eliminates the needs. So you don't need to go for your regular health checkups. As I mentioned, with the IoT device, the Watson system is capable of enough to getting the sensor data and capturing it in the Watson system, and based on the predictions, and it will advise the and it will give the advice to the hospital patient to look into the particular case for one patient, because he might fall sick based on the his current health condition, so that they'll be checking with the previous data. So as I mentioned in the earlier use case, and I think we can skip off this discussion questions as of now. But this is at a high level thing I wanted to discuss, Gopi. So do you have any open questions? Because we wanted to cover only the introduction part, because we have some other couple of things also to be discussed, but this is the only introduction part I wanted to cover today.
Okay. Sorry, like maybe this is right question or not, I'm not sure.
Yeah,
So
please.
the sessions will continue, completely on the IBM tool itself, or else like IBM tool Watson, including some analytics also. Sure.
I think we have discussed this is only for the IBM Analytics tool, right? So in between, I'll be able to give the use cases with like comparing with the other technologies, but mostly we were concentrating on the IBM Watson Analytics tool, because that is the yeah.
Okay, we will take one sample thing and we're going to implement this, something like that.
Yeah, like see, if you take the health industry, right? So healthcare industry, so you'll have records of the record of patients in XSL format or CSV format, right? So we'll try to upload that information into the tool and see how it is going from one stage to the another stage, and how we can improve the how we can customize the data. The resultant output that we wanted to get out of that data, whatever you have a complete lot of data in that Excel, but you don't want to see the entire data. You want to analyze only few of the columns. Let's suppose you want to see some patients who are gone, who met with not met with, okay, who undergone the heart surgery, or so. Not every patient will have this information, so not everybody will fall under this particular category, but you'll have in Excel with all the patients information. So you need to refine this data who are all having a heart problem. So you will go into take only those records and analyze them, right? So
Yeah.
this is kind of a one typical use case in the healthcare industry. So that's how we do some kind of hands-on going forward. As it is initial days, like I was trying to put more of the theory part, but going forward we'll have a kind of do the hands-on and have the session on based on that, like what was happening there and how you can change your outcome. So those things we'll discuss in the further sessions.
Okay, sure. And Ishwar, like, I mean, other than IBM Watson, I need to go through any tools just to get more calls, something like that.
Okay. What
Because
I would like
basically
to
from Java background,
yeah.
I don't have much knowledge on the analytics side.
Okay.
That's the reason I'm asking.
Okay. See, actually, analytics is, Java means you're from the programming background. So programming background only about this tool, how this tool works, what it gives, and how you can effectively use this tool to get your problem statement, right? But I would like to advise you not, just concentrate on this tool first. But going forward, once you get the understanding of this concept, we'll see your comfortness and I'll try to recommend maybe other technologies or courses. Probably if you are willing to go for it, then you can take a call. Initially, don't take a step, too many steps to, it'll confuse you more.
Okay.
My advice.
Okay. First, I'll go through this one.
Yeah. So you get some basic concepts of it and how this tool works, and so like almost when you say the predictive analysis, so you can use the predictive analysis in Watson tool also. You can use it using R programming, and you can use it using SAS. So the tools are different, but the conceptual wise is same. So you need to understand the concepts better. Then based on your comfortness, I'll try to recommend couple of other tools also. So if you are interested, you can learn that also.
Okay.
Okay.
And any books I can